Rayman. There he is.
Rayman!
Look
Hello,
at the little
everyone.
guy. Hey. Oh yeah, I remember this little mini game where you just kind of have to squash them.
Yeah, that's neat. Like, usually with this kind of, like, Switch battles, it's like a puzzle. Like, here, it's just like, nope, violence.
Violence, death, kill, murder. I think I haven't pointed this out yet, but if you hit the hoodlums, like with anything, like they'll have like little text appearing next to them, like G or Vlorg or Blarg, like comic book sound effects. Like they'll just, like onomatopoeias, that's the word I'm looking for. They'll just have like text over their heads. I love that effect, it's so goofy.
Yeah, what does GNII mean?
I don't know. It means nothing. It's just a bunch of random letters. Oh, so yeah, very well hidden Easter egg. I never knew about this as a kid.
Do you think the French that just weren't familiar with like onomatopoeias and such thought it was like a bunch of random text for the sake of a joke?
What do you mean?
Well, like Ubisoft is French, or like this game is French, right?
It is, yeah, true.
Yeah, so I was like saying I was being xenophobic essentially. That's my joke.
Good job, dear. Proud of you.
Do you think the developers just weren't familiar with like what the purpose of onomatopoeias and just made like random like letters?
Who knows? Perhaps. Maybe they just wanted to mess with us. Maybe they were like, people aren't gonna know that this isn't French. They're just gonna be confused, like, what does it mean? Oh gosh. And it'll be keeping them up for nights.
Alright, cool.
Oh yeah, here comes the racism, by the way.
Finally. Is it a Dutch holiday?
It's not a Dutch holiday. It's, yeah.
Is it Americans in like the 40s?
It's this sort of Asian-coded Tensie with a very bad accents that fortunately we cannot hear right now because of our recording setup. Thank God.
Yeah, if we just keep talking over it, no one else will hear it anyway.
That's true. If we just talk over it, it doesn't exist. There's the not German one and there's the not weed smoking one. They're normal.
Okay.
This game is aged beautifully.
Yeah. So to give context for what the blackface joke I made, like in the Netherlands, they have this like holiday tradition where they have these like this character known as Zwart Piet, which means like Black Peter. And basically it's like meant to be like a Santa's elf that's covered in soot, and like they get represented as blackface. And like there's more to it, and also like where like they are ones that get punished or something, and they have to be like the ones that have to be like Santa's helpers in order to repent or some shit like that, and they're forced to be there. And so it's really bad.
It was definitely bad. There was a lot going on with that. There's still like lots of debates amongst people in the Netherlands because it's tradition and all that. Like, oh god. Like I get it in one way, but in the other, it's like I'm glad it has changed over the years. It has changed quite a bit for the better. But that's a whole other topic discussion that I'm not well equipped to gracefully talk about, I suppose. That's a whole can of beans.
Most recent changes with it is just like covering the face with soot instead of like outright blackface then, as usual.
Yeah, and the red lipstick and stuff. God, it really doesn't feel good saying that. Oh my god, yeah. There's problems. There are problems.
Yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I love the hoodlums. They're silly little guys. They are actually returning now to they are returning to a place that we were previously at. They're gonna talk to the boss that we just beat. And recruit him for their army.
Ooh, neato.
Spooky guy. Why is he sitting in a hole in the ground? They never explained this. He's just kind of sitting there. It's his favorite hole. He feels comfortable there. His safe place. I just flipping love the voice acting for Andre. He's such a great character. I also recently learned that one of the voices of a character in Tonic Trouble, which is a game that was made sort of a test run for Rayman 2. Like the developers learned a lot during that development, so they could basically like gear up and make Rayman 2 even better. One of the characters in there, like the professor, actually has the same voice actor as Andre in this game. They sound kind of similar when he's screaming. He has such a good voice.
That's neat.
And here we go to the flipping longest shortcuts, which is the name of this level.
I really like whenever I watch a show and like I hear a character that's like I can recognize the voice as like, or like I see in the credits that's like the voice actor I recognize. And so like every now and then when these kind of slip into another voice that they do, like it's really fun. Like I've been watching Bean Puppy Cat, and in that character is voiced by Ashley Birch, who also voiced Molly McGee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they sound pretty different because Molly McGee is a little more high pitched. But every now and then, Cass is the character's voices is more laid back. Well, not laid back, just more serious, I guess, and lower pitched. But every now and then, if like Cass screams, like it sounds very similar to like Molly because like it goes higher pitched. It's really neat.
I see, that is fun. That's fun. It's always nice when you recognize voice actors and stuff, but at the same time, it's I don't know. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. At the same time, it's like, oh wow, it's so cool that I recognize this actor from this other thing that I like. But it can also just kind of take you out of the experience, especially if it's an actor that's been in like everything, and that's been happening a lot with. Oh yeah, I forgot about the secret wall here. That's been happening a lot with like animated movies and stuff, where they just get like the A-list actors for everything. That's been a little annoying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of fun when I see like I don't know a show that like typically doesn't have like these more well-known voice actors. Just like have them come in. Like I was watching American Dad, and like Tom Kenny was obviously voicing on the side, like a one-off character. And they're just kind of in the background. And I was like, oh, you're here. Okay.
Hey Tom, everything's all right with the world. Tom's here, my friend.
We're such good friends. We're such buddies.
Parasocial, you need to log off.
You said it first, you dip.
I know, I'm kidding. I'm quoting the flipping Sonic fandom. Because I like doing that.
You don't... Mark does not have any other jokes outside of quoting the Sonic fandom. Just so... Like... I know that's been obvious before, but just like, I feel like I need to vocalize that.
Yeah. Of course. Very important. The next Sam Hex animation is just going to be nothing but fan-up quotes for all the characters. Just rearranged in such a way that it sort of tells a story.
You could do like one of those things where like people animate like... you could do one of those videos that like where people animate characters over like certain lines from a TV show. There's one good one that's like Sonic characters with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine quotes.
Oh yeah, I love that one. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Super creative too.
Yeah. Nothing back to voice actors. I really like those videos I see occasionally where it's like this character like being voiced by the same person who like plays an adult cartoon, so they're cursing a lot, and like it's pretty funny. Like,
oh yeah. I remember that the voice actress of Amethyst from Steven Universe also did a character in GTA who cursed a lot, and she used a very similar voice for it. So naturally, people just put two and two together and made some very funny clips.
Yeah, back to Tom Kenny, like, there's a very funny story about, like, how he got the SpongeBob voice, or, like, how he got the SpongeBob role. Yeah, we could probably pull up the clip here, but, like, to give some context, I think there's one person that animated, but, like, to give context, so, like, basically what happened is he was talking to Stephen Hillenberg about experience he had, where, like, he was at a mall Santa thing, and one of the, like, mall elves was just, like, really pissed off, and he was doing an impression of them, and he was and then the SpongeBob voice, he was like, they always ask me to fucking work. This is the only day I ever fucking work. Like, yeah, I'm grateful, knock on wood, but motherfucker.
There was a lot of cursing in that. I love it. It's so fun.
Well, in the interview part where like that sound file came from, Tom Kenny says like, the studio hates when I tell the story, so here's the story.
Based.
Yeah. Put that up on screen now.
This is the only, if it wasn't for the Christmas shit, I wouldn't fucking work. This is the only time of the year that I fucking work. It pisses me off. It's like, I'm glad to have it, knock on wood, but motherfucker, it's like...
There's the clip. Probably. If I can find it. Probably. Just the audio thing. I'll play like a little bit of it.
Yeah. You also find like the animation someone did. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but I don't want to repost people's animation.
No, it's fun and cool and epic.
It's so cool, and I should totally put like my entire watermark over there and say that I made it.
Yeah, that's just like epic, dude. That's just
yeah.
Well.
It's epic, okay? It's epic. Have you considered it is epic and based and epic? I bet you hadn't.
I like this like little mirror puzzle bit. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I love this world. It doesn't last for very long. But it's, well, I spent a lot of time on this as a kid, actually. I gotta be completely honest, this took me a while. There's a lot of secrets that are super well hidden, actually. I don't know, like, half of them, even. There's, like, secret walls and whatnot, and you have to very closely pay attention to the mirrors and all that. But yeah, it's very creative. I like this one a lot. It's a super cool world.
Yeah, I Yeah, I recently been replaying Pathologic 2, and also a bit of probably playing Pathologic 1. But it's relevant, I promise. And like, but with replaying Pathologic 2, there's just like stuff I never even did on the first playthrough. And just like, oh my god, there's so much more shit that I remembered. I never even like tried. It's just so dense. And like yeah, I can see why they only did like one storyline, except for all three of them in one game. They're gonna have like the sequel Pathologic 3 like next year. I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
Ooh, a
Yeah,
secret.
man. There's so many. So I just noticed on this playthrough that it forms a smiley face. The door when it opens. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
Rayman is a lot like that, like what you're describing. Like these games have so much stuff in them. They're like there's just an insane amount of detail and things just to discover. And every playthrough I find something new in Rayman 2 or Rayman 3.
Yeah.
Frog.
There's games I adore, but that don't do this, but I still love them. Like I love A Hat in Time, but it doesn't really do this. Like, yeah, once you find everything, you find everything. There's not a lot. You're not always going to be finding new stuff.
Yeah.
Outside, like I guess outside of I guess the what's the word? The stickers they put in like level sometimes just for you to find.
And there's also like this very creepy kind of thing, like hidden around the ship. Like there's this fetch quest sort of to find a bunch of hidden corners of the ship, like out of reach with the camera mode. And I don't know what it's all about. I don't think there's actually a payoff for it. I don't remember there being one. But
I don't remember that at all. I don't. It was a thing I actually didn't know about.
No, you gotta look this up. It's pretty fun. You can just kind of follow instructions to find different things around the ship, if I recall correctly. I don't know what it's all about. It just kind of happens. Like there's a bunch of like little threads, I guess, of something bigger, but I don't know if it's ever. I don't know if it actually goes anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in the base game, like there's a lot of threads about like the moon that don't go anywhere, like the moon penguins. That's just because like in earlier versions, it was gonna be this, and they had to like change it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. I will say I do know kind of what you're talking about because in Yakuza Metro, there was this part where this like secret boss fight. That was, like, a reference to like a Yakuza movie or something. Yeah. You have to go really out of your way to find it, but like that was cool.
Yeah, indeed. So here's a speaking of cool Easter eggs and things going out of your way to find it. Here's Flipping Lee from Rayman 2. Here she is, just a statue.
That's cool.
It's straight up the same model. They just reused it, but I thought it was very fun.
By the way, just to go back to Yakuza, the boss fight in that game, that DLC sucked. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why both it's a shame that like both DLCs didn't really have like good boss fights. But I mean, the second DLC didn't even have a boss fight. It was just like, yeah, just very lackluster. Like considering the rest of the game has really good boss fights.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank God I think there is the boss battle of the ship or whatever. I consider that to be a boss battle. That fucking mode, that level, dear God.
The boss fight of like the Seal a Deal retail service.
Retail service, yeah. But like the one where you have to deliver stuff around the ship, it is so hard, especially before the updates where they made it easier. It is actually insane.
Yeah. This reminds me of like when Mark came to visit, you got like Kirby and the Forgotten Land or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there was a level in that, or like a side game, mini game, I guess, where like you had to play as Kirby and like doing like a customer service and like have to like take in orders and all that stuff, kind of like a diner dash. And it was really funny because like Mark was struggling the entire time to get to it, and like I did it, and I won the game in my first try.
Yeah, it's that was actually insane. Like you locked the heck in and just you just got all of that stuff immediately. It was crazy to see. It was
someone that's never worked in retail versus someone that has worked in retail.
Autism versus ADHD. No, actually, that's no longer correct. I have autism too. I mean.
Yeah. Well,
I almost forgot which one of the two I have, but I have both.
I feel like that's
going.
I feel like that's the most ADHD thing you could say.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I forgot how pretty the lighting is here. The little pink, the everything. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty.
This game still looks fantastic to this day. I like Rayman. I like playing it together with you.
I like playing it together. No one watches to watch us be sappy.
I don't know. You think people ship us?
hard to say. Like, I don't know. Like, is our chemistry like really believable? I don't know.
I think they would call it toxic Yuri.
What?
Yeah, or
Why would
Yaoi? Is it Yaoi or Yuri? I don't know. I can't tell them apart.
Yuri is lesbian, dear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
You motherfucker! You misgendered me, you little shit.
This is not intentional. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yaoi is the ones with the guys that like made for it's like gay porn made for women, and Bara is the gay porn made for men.
I see. You know a lot about this stuff.
Yeah. Do you want me to disagree with you? I can't. All right.
So we made it to the ship. That was the entire world. Oh my god, I finished that in like 15 minutes. That's crazy. More racism.
Yay, our favorite parts.
Anywho.
We should just talk about like our favorite racisms. Like, which one do you think is your favorite?
I'm not legally allowed to answer this question, AJ. My lawyers forbid me from it.
Yeah, well, I think my favorite racism is bleep, bleep, bleep.
For fun, I'm not going to censor that at all. I'm just going to leave your own bleeps in. I think that's better than the alternative.
Yeah, probably.
Man, also, it's been very fun, like, doing like little edits for some of these videos. I've already been editing them. Like, right after we record one, I immediately start editing them because I still have the energy from recording that episode. So that's been fun.
That's cool.
Hey.
I like the ship and like kind of aesthetic of being on the water. I don't know, it's just neat. I like I kind of like swashbuckling, I guess. And the aesthetic. I don't know if I would ever want to do it in real life, obviously, but like it's cool.
Yeah, boats are pretty fun. My granddad has a boat. He built it.
Yeah, sick. We should go on it sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, with at one point I was like thinking like I want to like I have this bucket list thing where I want to like be on every continent before I die. And the thing is, it's kind of hard to do that with Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the ways you could do it is with the cruise line. But the thing is, it's like at a minimum like $6,000.
Okay, so maybe not Antarctica.
Not accounting for food or for like Wi-Fi or anything like that.
Oh,
and you also
God.
live there for like 5 weeks straight.
Goodness gracious, yeah, no. It's also, like, there's this cool thing about Antarctica that I learned, like, I briefly studied some, like, Antarctic and Arctic studies, where you learn about the wildlife there and also just how the, like, general area is preserved and navigated, which is very cool. But they talked about how grass was not native to Antarctica. Like, people who came there, like scientists and stuff, they just brought it with them under their shoes, like little bits of grass and seeds. And now the whole place is being overrun by grass. Like, it's tearing out, like, the native species because they can't compete with grass. Grass is too powerful.
Yeah, grass is a very invasive species. I remember seeing something like that.
Exactly. Man, that's weird. We just have such a big impact on our environments, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and like it does suck because like how could anyone like guess that like the little bits of like grass seeds that are on your boots or something could have done this?
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. So we need to be super careful with that kind of stuff.
This reminds me of like NASA had to go through all this effort to like make this like very special pen to go into like space and like and everything because like if they just brought a pencil like they pencil shavings or something or like just a little dust would like cause like insane like catastrophic events inside like the engines and stuff like that. And so they just have to be on the safe side. Like it's just wild. Like because these environments not at space and also the Antarctic, it's not environments that are familiar with like human interaction. So you just have to like constantly just be aware of every single thing that can go wrong with it.
Yeah, man. Difficult. I wonder how it's gonna go when we eventually get to different planets and if there's like potential life. I wonder if we just kill it instantly by coughing on it or something.
Who knows? Or maybe that causes new life that we had no idea about. Like, I mean, what's going on with, like, one of Jupiter's planets, I believe? Like, they found frozen water, or, like, water that can be moved. That's, like, moving? Running water, that's the word.
Right, just liquid water in general.
Yeah, that's it. And so they think... Oh, fucks. And so they think that there could possibly be, like, life. Obviously very microscopic life, but, like, there's water, so there's something. Really cool.
Yeah, the running theory is that if you have the right chemicals and liquid water and the right temperature and all that, life can just form spontaneously, which is insane. Like, oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of today's video also. I hope you will sleep soundly at night knowing that under your pillow, if you drool on it, life could just form spontaneously.
Yeah. I mean, like, if anyone's ever had, like, leftover food in the garbage bag or something, they know that life can spontaneously form.
Yeah, of course. It just create new creatures by not getting rid of your garbage.
Yeah. Well, I just been, like, just getting maggots. That's all I was talking about.
Oh, right,
And
no. Right.
Probably on Jupiter's moon, if we find anything, it's gonna be like something equivalent to space maggots, if I assume. Maybe
Space maggots. Isn't it a nice thought to close off with, that there's space maggots on Jupiter? Alright.
Or space shrimp, that could also be a possibility, or something like that.
Space shrimp. Hell yeah. You're telling me a space shrimp fried this rice?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.